Start with the White Sox. Chicago's on a binge, and the reason? Pitching. They'd won 8 in a row, yielding just 17 runs during that streak. However, yesterday the club put left-hander Floyd Bannister on the disabled list with an ailing knee. Today, 41-year-old Tom Seaver was added to the list, complaining of tightness in his right shoulder. Seaver hadn't been on the DL in 6 years, but the show sure went on without him tonight. In Chicago, the place where the fog crept in on little kids' feet. To loosely paraphrase Carl, not Ryan Sandberg. This was the South Side. The White Sox trouble in the fourth. Toronto loaded the bases with 2 out, then the count full. Everybody moving. They could have walked around because Ernie Witt jumped on Rich Dotson's pitch and lost it. The Grand Slam home run was plenty on this night. The Blue Jays, with the worst pitching in the league, got a shining performance from left-hander Jimmy Key. He gave up a 5th-inning single, but the White Sox could do nothing else. Key struck out a career-high 8 through a 1-hit complete game. There you saw him strike out Ron Kittle. Toronto stopped the White Sox winning streak at 7. Earlier in Baltimore, the visiting Angels were in trouble early. The Orioles opened the first inning with a single. Jim Dwyer followed and hit a shot off Angels' first baseman Wally Joyner's knee. The ball caromed away. Joyner chased it, but while runners pulled into first and third, Joyner was pulled from the game, helped off the field, taken for x-rays. They were negative, but Joyner has a severe bruise below the knee. His availability will be a day-to-day proposition. Back to the Orioles rally. Angels starter Jim Slayton threw Fred Lynn a fastball. Lynn didn't quite get around on it, but got enough to get it in the air and poke it out. The 3-run home run was the difference. Baltimore takes 10 of 13 games on their homestand, and they beat the first-place Angels to open the door for somebody in the West to sneak through and take the lead. Jim?
On we go to Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees and the Oakland A's wrap up a 3-game series, each with a victory. Yankees scoring runs in bunches lately, double figures in 3 of their last 4 games. They had to claw for every one of them in this one. Full moon over the stadium, and Dave Winfield grew the Fangs first, bottom of the 4th inning. A solo shot off Joaquin Andujar, who only gave up 3 hits in the first 7 innings. 2 of them were home runs. And watch the conversation here as Winfield trots in. Wonder what they said. Wonder if it was in English. 2-1 Yankees. Bottom of the 7th, 3-2 Oakland. Dan Pasqua changes that, his 2nd home run of the night. Ties the game at 3. His 3rd home run in the last 2 games since starting for the Yankees. Bottom of the 11th, bases loaded, 1 out. Mike Pagliarulo lifts one over the drawn-in outfield. Winfield, who played a key role in this game for sure, just trots home with the winner as the Yankees win it in 11, 4-3 the final score. And so they take 2 out of 3 from the visiting A's. Meanwhile, at Texas Stadium in Arlington, Kansas City in town, this guy, George Orta, the man of the evening for the Royals. Top of the 3rd, off Charlie Huff. A solo shot over the right field wall, and it's quickly 2-0 Royals. Orta's first home run of the year. And then in the top of the 5th inning, the big guy will strike again. 2 men on. He will hit a shot into right field again off Huff. Darryl Motley and Willie Wilson will score. And the Royals have what seems to be an insurmountable 4-0 lead. The Rangers scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th and 1 in the 9th, but it wasn't quite enough as they hold on to do the Kansas City Royals for a 5-4 victory. Around the rest of the American League, Seattle defeated Detroit 5-3. Tigers were attempting to go over the 500 mark for the first time since early in this season. Their 3-game winning streak thus over. Alvin Davis scored 1, drove in another. Cleveland defeated Milwaukee 5-4. Brett Butler with a 3-run triple in the 6th inning, which Rob Deere misplayed badly apparently, and scored 3 runs. Neil Heaton and reliever Scott Bales put the momentary end to the Cleveland Indians' pitching woes.
On the East, but tonight Cubs lefty Steve Trott was doing fine until Dale Murphy singled with 2 out. Then Bob Horner smacked a drive to center that banged off the wall, off the fence. Murphy was waved in. The relay was wide, and the Braves had broken the scoreless duel. Atlanta starter Joe Johnson handed his 2-0 lead to reliever Paul Ossenmaker in the 9th. With 2 on, 1 out, Ossenmaker got Chris Spire to bounce into a sharp 4-6-3 double play that killed the threat and ended the game. The Cubs have lost 8 of 11 now. Atlanta's won 7 straight and is 3 games over 500 for the first time since August of '84. At the Astrodome tonight, baseball fans were crowing about their basketball team. The Astros took on the Pirates and built an early lead, and then in the 5th, pitcher Bob Nepper hit Pittsburgh pitcher Rick Russell's offering up the middle to drive in Mark Bailey and give himself and Houston a 4-0 cushion. He didn't have to slide. Nepper was in complete command. Look at the curve he threw Sid Bream for one of his 5 strikeouts. Nepper threw a 7-hit shutout, became the Major League's first 8-game winner. The Expos playing well recently. On the West Coast, Mike Marshall picking up where he left off. He hit 2 home runs Wednesday night, doing it again on Thursday. But the story in California in the National League is up the coast in San Francisco, Jim.
Absolutely. This afternoon, one of those gimmies in baseball. Dwight Gooden pitching for the Mets at Candlestick Park. Shoot, you got to just mail the Mets the victory and move on to the next series, right? And these are different times and different San Francisco Giants. First place San Francisco Giants. Top of the first, though, they gave Gooden a lead to work with. This was the Mets' last hit of the game. Keith Hernandez's 2-run homer off Mike Krukow. And you think that Gooden could make that hold. But in the bottom of the fourth, facing Krukow with Rob Thompson on third, squeezes home the run, and it's 3-2 Giants. Krukow would strike out 5 in this game, win his 6th game of the season. First time in Gooden's career that he has lost consecutive games.
Have you noticed the victories by the National League West teams over the East? In Atlanta, the suddenly hot Braves hosting the Chicago Cubs, running last in the National League East and playing like cellar dwellers these days. Top of the 4th inning, Keith Moreland on first for the Cubs. Watch Leon Durham rip Joe Johnson's pitch into right center field. Moreland around second and heads for third. Take a good look. That's as far as any Cub runner got all day long. The next hitter is Jerry Mumphrey. Is this good judgment? Goes way down low for a 3-2 pitch and strikes out scoreless after 3.5. But in the 4th inning, Bob Horner will deliver. Steve Trout's pitch. Horner bops it to the wall in right center field. That will hit the fence on the fly and bounce back. Dale Murphy around from first. The throw to the plate isn't even close, and the Braves lead it by a score of 1-0. In the 8th inning, Atlanta loaded the bases, and pitcher Joe Johnson, not the DH, that's the pitcher, at the plate, and Jay Ballard delivers to him. Johnson with a broken bat blooper. Bob Dernier will be there and catch, and Marino takes off for home, and Dernier throws to third. 2-0 Braves. In the 9th, Paul Assenmacher in for Johnson with 1 out. Chris Spire to second. To the shortstop for 1. The relay, that's the way they ended the game. The Braves, 2-0 winners. The first time Atlanta has been 3 games over 500 since August of 1984. That's a long time. Joe Johnson and Assenmacher combined on the 5-hit shutout as Atlanta wins it by a score of 2-0. Phillies and the Padres. Andy Hawkins and the Pods were in trouble in the 3rd. Ron Renicky with a blooper in the left field. Carmelo Martinez pulls up short. It drops for a base hit. Tom Foley scores, and the Phils lead 1-0. But Steve Carlton, you want to know why he's having problems these days? Look at the groove for Kevin McReynolds, who leads off the 5th with home run number 7 of the year, ties it at 1-1. After a Foley error, Tim Flannery picks one out to his liking. This is a home run the hard way. Will it make it? Off the top of the wall and over the fence. 3-1 Padres in the 6th. Mike Schmidt says, looks like fun, and tags a fastball. Carmelo Martinez doesn't even move from his left field spot. Number 6 of the year made it 3-2, but in the bottom of the 6th, lefty serves one up again, this time to Steve Garvey, who tags one like the Garvey of old. This one will clear the wall in left center field for number 8 of the year. That made it 4-2, and the Padres went on to win it. That's another National League Western Division team over the East today. The final 6-2. Andy Hawkins wins his 3rd. Carlton now 2-6, and Craig Lefferts saved his 1st of the year. The Reds and the Cardinals picked the NL West. Cincinnati scored 4 in the 7th to rally for the 6-4 win. St. Louis has lost 21 of its last 28 games. Mario Soto snapped a personal 5-game losing streak.